Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you met me on my first video, welcome back. If this is your first time meeting me, hello, my name is Kay Raib. How are you? So today we are going to learn how to do a couple last minute Valentine's Day looks because today is Valentine's Day. It is one of my favorite holidays, I think, just because, you know, it's just a day that we get to celebrate love. Like, there's nothing political. We're just celebrating the innocence of just love, fresh love, old love, new love. Just, I love it. I love the idea of it, and I wanted to give you guys some last minute ideas in case you had no idea how you're gonna get ready today. So we're gonna do this cute daytime look that I came up with. I wanted something nice, fresh, light, of course pinks and purples because it's Valentine's Day, and then we are going to transform this look into a nighttime look, something we can go out in the club in, meet up for dinner. We just want to look a little more sultry at night. So if you are interested in how I got this cute, fresh Valentine's Day inspired makeup look, or also how I transform it into a sultry nighttime look, then please keep watching. Also, I wanted to let you guys know I am kicking myself because I just filmed this whole first look and my mic wasn't all the way plugged in, so there's no sound to them. So I'm going to try to voice it over as best as I can. It might just look really dumb. So if the first look is a little weird, that's why. Alright guys, so let's get started. I already did my brows off camera as well as my foundation and everything, just to show you what I used. I used the Revlon Photoready Airbrush effect and then also the Revlon Colorstay as well. The one is a little too dark for me, Colorstay is a little too light, so I just mixed them together for this, and also Colorstay is a little more full coverage, which I want to go for today. And then I used my Maybelline Age Rewind concealer and then set it all with Coty Airspun powder. So going in with this Norvina palette, look how gorgeous this is, guys. I've been so excited to have an excuse to dip into this. I've been obsessed with pinks and purples lately. It's a real problem. But I'm going to prep my eyelids first, and I'm just using Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and I'm just buffing that all over my eyelid to act as a base just so that my colors stick a little bit better. So going in with the shade Love from the Norvina palette, I'm just going to buff this all over my crease, and I'm using a Morphe M433 brush to just buff everything out. And while I am buffing out my eyeshadow, I'm curious to know what you guys did for Valentine's Day, what you ended up doing. I know for some reason every year I end up working, or my husband ends up working, so we usually celebrate the weekend after. So we're actually going to go on a little date night Saturday. So let me know what you guys are doing. Maybe it'll give me some ideas. So now we're going to cut the crease out a little bit. I'm just going to take some concealer, and this is just a little flat concealer brush from e.l.f. and I'm using NYX Potted Concealer, and I'm just going to start cutting that crease out. Now a good trick to do is to put the concealer on your eyelid, look up, and then wherever it hits up on your eyelid is how far up you want to take it. I know when I first started doing cut creases, I only did the lid, and I'm like, it was always transferring and I didn't understand why, but yeah. That's why. So you just have to take it up above where you have that natural crease in your eye, and that way it won't get muddy throughout the day and blend into your transition shade and make that look sloppy. So that's just a little trick for you guys to take with you. You probably already knew, but it took me a second. Okay, so now I get to play with the color I've been most excited about. This is the shade Wild Child, and I'm just going to use a flat shader brush and just pack it on my lid where I placed my concealer. And you really want to pat as opposed to wiping. I find that it helps to pack the pigment on a little bit better. So take your time. You can dip your brush back into your pigment as many times as you want until you get the pigment that you want on your eye. And this is actually the first time that I've used this shade, so I'm playing with it for the first time, and I'm really impressed by the color. I think it fits the feel that I was going for perfectly because it's a very light, like a bubblegum pink shade, and it has a really pretty shimmer to it. So I'm doing the same thing on my other eye as I did my right eye. So I'm just packing that on. And I dip into the pigment actually quite a few times. To get a little more pigment on your eye, you can go ahead and take your finger and just rub it straight onto the eyeshadow and then straight on your eye. And you get a stronger color doing it that way. So I just top it off by using my finger a little bit and then just go over and perfecting the edges with my flat shader brush again. But yeah, so far I am loving this palette. Okay, so dipping into the color Soul, I'm going to use this on my outer V, and I'm just using a fluffy brush. I'm sorry I don't have the name to this brush. It was just one that I had gotten from TJ Maxx, but it's still like a fluffy brush, just a little more dense than the Morphe M433, so I can get a little more precise placement. And I was very impressed by how this shadow went on. I didn't know what color to expect. This color really intrigues me because it looks purple, but it also has like bluish gray undertones to it. And sometimes cool tone colors just show up kind of gray on my eyes, but I was really happy to see that I could really see that purpley blue showing through. So it turned out super pretty. And then I'm just putting this on the very outer V, really concentrating on like the outer third part of my eye. And then taking that flat shader brush, not adding any more eyeshadow onto it. I'm just going to kind of blend those colors in together and make it look a little softer. So using this e.l.f. smudge brush, I'm just going to go along the bottom lash line and using just back and forth motions, I'm going to take this about 3/4 of the way in, and I'm just using the same color that I used on the outer V, Soul. So I'm just going to go on both eyes, smudging out that bottom lash line, and then going back in with the shade Love, which is the same shade that we used in our crease. I'm just going to go ahead and diffuse that purple color out a little bit on the bottom. And by using the same shades on the bottom as we used on the top, it really just ties the whole eye look together and makes everything look a little more cohesive. I put my lashes on off camera and I used the Ardell Fauxmink lashes. I'm not sure if they come in different styles, but in case they do, this is style 811. And then I also went ahead and just finished off my face with some bronzing, contouring, and highlighting. And I'll show you guys that in another video, but I'm going to start on my lips. So I'm using this Milani lip liner in the color Spice, and I'm just going to overline my lips slightly. And then I'm also going to fill them in a little bit because I'm just going to go in with gloss right over top this. I'm not going to actually use a lipstick. So I'm using the lip liner kind of as the lipstick. And the lip gloss I'm using is by Anastasia Beverly Hills as well, and this is in the color Parfait. And I really like this shade because it has a really pretty sheen to it rather than being like a glittery gloss. So it just gives a really pretty sheen to your lips when the sun hits it. This is also my first time trying out the gloss as well, and I like that it's not too tacky so your lips don't stick together when you put your lips together, and it smells amazing. It's like vanilla cupcake, like just a sweet smell, which is always great to have in a lip gloss. And to top off our look, I'm just taking a small detailer brush and I dipped it into the color Dreamer in the same palette, and I'm just going to pop this in my tear ducts, just that very inner corner of the eye, just to brighten the eyes up. And this may seem like a small step, but it makes a huge difference. So that completes our daytime Valentine's Day look. I really love how this look turned out. It's very girly and fresh and perfect for meeting up in the daytime. I'm sorry that this voiceover was a little weird, but now we are going to transform ourselves into something a little more sultry and ready to go out. So let's get started. Alright guys, so now we are going to transform ourselves into a nighttime look. And I'm going to still be using an Anastasia palette. I'm going to use the Soft Glam palette just because the other one doesn't have like super dark colors in it. It doesn't have a black. And with this one, let me take the brush out. This one you get a nice black, some burgundies, and you still have some like mauvey purple shades in here. I just think it's a really pretty alternative. I'm going to use this one to transform myself into nighttime sexy K. let's wipe this pink lipstick off. Because we need to start from scratch. So going in with that Soft Glam palette, I think the first thing I want to do is darken up. So I want to darken up my outer corners, my crease, and just everything. I'm going to use first this color called Mulberry. I'm actually just going to use the brush that comes in the palette, the fluffy side, and I'm going to dip into Mulberry. Can you see it? And I'm just going to start putting that up on the crease and darkening it up a lot. Now I'm just layering everything over top. Let's see how this goes. What is your guys' favorite look? Do you like to go for something light, fresh for the daytime, or do you like to go hammer bammer with it at nighttime? I think for me it really just depends, like 100% on my mood for the day, or also the occasion. The occasion counts a lot. If I'm just going to dinner with my husband, I don't do like crazy stuff, but if I'm going to the club, you know those lights are dark in there. It's hard to see. Sorry, I'm taking my Morphe M433 brush, and this I'm just using to diffuse that color that I just put down. And it already looks just a little darker. From here, I'm going in with that same brush that I used to lay down that light purple shade in the last look. And I am taking Noir, just straight jet black color, and I'm putting that in the outer corners. So I'm going in with the black, if you haven't noticed. Not trying to be super neat or anything. I'm just dabbing that on the outer V of my eye, and then I'm slowly bringing it up into my crease, just not too far. I really want to concentrate this black color just on the outer, like, third of my eye. So taking that mulberry color again with my Morphe M433 brush, just taking it right over top on the edges, just to diffuse that edge out and make it look a little softer. Okay, now do I want to change this pink color to gold? I kind of like this color called Sultry. I've been saying it this whole video, so I feel like I have to use it. So I'm going in with the same flat brush I used with that pink glittery color in the first look. And again, I am going to take Sultry and just pack it onto my brush, and then I'm just going to pack it onto my eyelid. I think I want to keep this right in the middle, so on the very inner corners where that lightest pink is, I'm going to keep it, but I'm just going to put Sultry in the middle, and that is going to be the transition from the pink to the black. So that's going to tie in all those colors. Notice that I didn't like recut the crease or anything, because I want this to look just more smoky altogether and not super neat. Yes. That was really fast. So let me try the other eye now. Okay. Now Oh yeah, I like how the inner corners you can still see a little bit of pink, and then it gets really dark on the outside. So we want to darken up the bottom lash line as well. I'm going to take Mulberry again and a little bit of Noor. And then as you can see, when I'm smoking out that bottom lash line, I just bring it up to meet with my shadow on the top. So just so that it's very nice and neat. So where I brought out that black a little bit, you're just gonna meet up with that black, like, hey. Okay, and then using a little bit more of Mulberry, and then I'm also going to use this burnt orange color just to diffuse it out a little bit. Just to make those edges a little softer. Alright, and I do really like how smoky it made that look. So I'm just going to do the same exact thing on the other eye. Now that that is done, I am going to take an angled brush. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills number 12. It's for eyebrows, but I just like how firm the angled part of it is. And just to add a little bit of liner to our eyes, I'm going to go in with that same black shade, and I'm going to use that shadow to make a wing. So just dipping in here with that angled brush. And I really like this black. It's very pigmented. And I'm just going to drag that all the way in, all the way across where my lash line is for my falsies. Just covering up the lash band. Good, just like that. So that we get the liner effect without actually using eyeliner. I just think using shadow makes it look, of course, just softer and just more smoked. Same thing on the other side. I'm just going to create a wing, and then I'm going to go across the whole lash band. So I just create my line, and then I'm going to drag that in and connect it. And then I'm just with a setting brush just dusting away any fallout. None of it really stuck, so it's not a huge deal. I did get a little bit of fallout from the black, but that's also because we're using a more dense brush. The pigment doesn't get into the bristles as well, so it tends to fall off. So that's normal. That's nothing to really be worried about. I want to make this look a little more interesting, so I'm going to take this black shade, and I'm just going to create a little cat eye on the inside. So you just want to go a little bit under where your waterline is and create your own line. So it just makes your eye look a little bigger. Just like that. Alright, I'm going to go back into my Norvina palette and take that color Dreamer again, just because some of it faded off since we've been reworking that eye so much. I'm just gonna add it back into that inner corner. Let me zoom you back out. All right, so I think our smoky, sultry eyes are done. And we just went over all the eyeshadow we did from the first look. I just worked over top the lashes, added a little bit of liner. That's all it takes. So now it is time for the lips. And I want to do something super like dark and vampy. I do want to keep it kind of red though. So I think what I want to do is go in with a brown lip liner. So I'm going to go in with a brown lip liner. Any dark brown, like chocolatey lip liner will do for this look. This one is the Kylie True Brown K lip liner. And I'm just going to go ahead and line my lips with that. Of course, overlining very slightly. Okay, so once my lips are lined, I'm gonna go in with this dark, like red maroon liquid lip. This is the Ofra liquid lip, and it is the Kathleen Lights collaboration called Havana Nights. So I'm just gonna go in with this lipstick. I just love how dark it is. Oh, this is such a pretty color. Alright, and to make it just a little more vampy and chocolatey, I'm going to go over with my lip liner again, and I'm just going to go on the outer corners of my lip and just where the line of my lip is. Okay, and I think the look is done. I actually forgot setting spray for that first look, so let me throw it on for this one. This is my Morphe Continuous Spray. Adds a little bit of moisture and makes it just come alive again, so it doesn't look as flat and dry. Alright, so I think this look is almost done. Let me just change my top because this is not the vibe for this vampy look, so I'll be right back. Alright, so this is the finished second look. This is your night on the town, sexy, sultry, more meeting your mans or finding your man kind of look. This is definitely something that I would wear out to the club. I really like how it turned out, and I had a lot of fun creating both of these looks for you guys. I hope it gave you a little bit of an idea of what to do in case you didn't already know. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. Let me know in the comments below which look was your favorite. I honestly don't know because I love the flirty pink look, but this is the kind of look that gives you a whole new personality, and ladies, I know you know what I'm talking about. So please, I would love to hear your feedback. What would you like to see? Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you have a wonderful day, whether you're meeting up with girlfriends or having a special night with your man. Just enjoy your day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.